Hey, what's up, guys? I decided to make another video, this time on One Piece, the, entire show. Well, not the entire, part one. Basically, I'm watching One Piece. It just makes it feel more digestible for me, to watch. And I am up to, the lobby. I'm just about to start that one. I just finished, fucking, oh my god, I just saw the name, 2 minutes ago. That's fucking crazy. But shit's peak. I gotta be honest with you. Every arc I pretty much enjoyed. When they've had a slump and I'm like, fuck. I think probably the Sky arc is where they had the most, where I was like, oh my fucking god. Just it felt I don't know. I just it would go from meh to oh shit, this is hype. It just switched it's crazy. But overall, just like I said, the show's pretty good. I really don't have too many complaints. I want to make sure I speak everything clearly, because this shit was, because I wanted to make this video after a few arcs, but then I just couldn't. I had to keep watching, so I was like, shit, okay. But then I was like, just before I start that one, I'm like, okay, finally, we have to do this. Yeah. So let's see. It's good. First off, I think some things, I don't know. I like Zoro more in the anime than I do in the live action. He's more lively, I think, and I don't know. Just the whole shit is so good. I have to say though, I forgot. I think it's Shonen anime. I think that's what it's called. How they hold back the main characters all the time, so that other characters can fight, get their ass beat, and then come back. And that's some shit I really don't miss. Sometimes it's okay, it's cool, but man, in some of the ways that they do it is fucking crazy. Is it oh, I just remember, it's Sea Town 7, something 7, Ocean Town 7, something like that. But, him getting stuck in between the walls, was really annoying, because it happened twice, or, was it 3 times? Well, he got stuck in a wall, so but that was quick. Anyway, it was that shit is so frustrating, because sometimes then he'll come in, and he just gets his ass beat anyway, I know Luffy has more power and he hasn't reached his full potential. He's only gonna get stronger, and he definitely is the strongest of the Straw Hat crew. But that's only under certain conditions. He has to get fully invested, fully serious. Be go over his the edge of what he can handle. Just emotionally, to unleash all of his power. And it's just so rare that happens, that even when sometimes he'll have some pretty serious moments, it's he's just getting his ass beat. I don't want to be oh, he's because the enemies are strong, but it's with the way that they hype it up, where everyone's okay, Luffy's gonna say, Luffy's gonna do it, whatever. And I understand, and he is the main character. So I'm kind of okay, yeah, that makes sense. And also, I love Luffy. I really do. I have no issues with him. Besides, that the fact he does take some stuff too lightly. That is some stuff I preferred the Luffy in the live action version, because he was I'm gonna be a good pirate. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And it was more he was more settled. And sometimes it's really funny, it really is, but other times it's really frustrating, when he's getting his ass beat. And so I'm watching these arcs, and I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying seeing the crew get together. Like I said, I only ever got to where before they had the Going Merry, with Kaya, and I hadn't seen anything past that. Well, I saw when you watch something, you're oh shit, I think I saw that before. But yeah. Anyway, so that's all I remembered. So I didn't know any of these characters, Nico, Robin, Chopper, Ace. I didn't even know Ace. I've heard of Ace. I thought he was like Shanks's brother or something. I don't know where I heard that from, or I'm just stupid. But so I didn't know Luffy had a brother necessarily, because obviously I know about the grandfather, but I didn't know that. Yeah, it just so it's interesting seeing all these characters, uh, like that I really like I really like these characters. It's interesting how they make you care about these characters. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I made a video about Princess Vivi, like how I was pissed off after the whole incident at the town, like when she first appears, and I was really pissed off, and I was literally saying like, like this is some bullshit, whatever. But I did say like they're gonna make me care care about her, so I'm gonna be wrong. But I was so wrong that it's like fuck, like I just couldn't upload that shit. That was insane because how much I ended up like loving her as a character was just like too much, man. So I was like fuck. But everyone, it was like really like I was really pissed off at that moment. Um, but that's good. An anime gets you invested like that. But yeah, I like these members of the crew. I would have liked that they stayed on. I really like Vivi. She's cool. Um, but it completely fits story wise, and I have like no issue with that. Like it didn't feel like oh we want her off the crew. Like she had stuff she had to do, so it was like okay. Um, that fight with Crocodile was fucking savage. I love that like ending shit. Um, yeah, I just the fight with E- E- the god guy, the lightning god guy, that shit sucked ass. Like not until the end. The end was good, but when he first gets on the boat, I'm like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, we're getting this shit. Like I was a little annoyed at, um, holy shit, I was, I was a little annoyed at I can't even remember her name, but somehow I can remember Nico Robin, but I can't remember the other name. Um, where she kind of sucked up to him, and I was a little pissed off at that because it seemed like she was literally like for a second I was like, like she wouldn't like betray them. I understand that, but it's like, I feel like the other pirates would have just been like kill me too. Like you took my friend. Like I won't join you no matter what. And she did end up making it like that was a good idea. Um, I just think that like for a second I was like annoyed. I didn't think she betrayed him. I just felt like especially when he said like oh people can be ruled by fear. You're one of the smart ones because you can be ruled by fear, and you see the fear in her eyes, and you're like man, like Usopp went down, man. And although I love fucking Usopp, dude, I have basically no issues with Usopp. Sometimes he's a bit too much of a bitch, like really like a bitch, like I just don't like. Um, but then there will be other moments where he pulls through, like even if he doesn't win, he does his best. And that scene about the going Mary was the moment that I feel like I saw before. By the way, like those whole 2 episodes was incredible, and I did think Usopp was in the wrong with this. Uh, Luffy did speak out of turn, but like he was completely in the wrong, and I like how they had that guy. you know, um, the guy talking to him with the star on his arm. Like that's a good one too. I fucking hated that guy. I was like, kick his ass. The guys beat up Usopp. Fuck all these guys. And it's like, how do you make me care? Well, I mean, I guess not how. It's like because they went far, but they didn't kill him. So it was like if he was dead, it's like okay, yeah, now you're done. I guess like there's that line where once you kill a big character, well, not necessarily like I don't know, like just they'll cross a line, and then at that point you're like no, like I'm not gonna feel bad for you. I don't care. Whatever they try to do, I don't give a shit. Um, and I just think that's crazy. But so anyway, so Usopp pulled through, and then Nami did that, and I was a little annoyed. But anyway, get back to the fight. The fight, Nami. Holy shit! I was saying her name while still trying to think of her name. Oh my god. But yeah, Nami was, on the boat, and that was such a good scene. Like, that shit was good when Luffy comes in, but then him, like, getting hit back down was so annoying, where it was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? And then they had Sanji coming in and rescue her, which I did fuck with, and Usopp, because, like I said, he's a bitch, but he does do what needs to be done. I think especially, in the Sea Town 7 arc, I think it's Sea Town, I'm not sure, but, like, he, like at the end, he pulls through. Like, yes, he has his issues with the Straw Hat crew and he's out. I don't think he's actually out because he says earlier, to leave to Nico Robin, you need to get your captain's permission. You don't have his permission. I'm sure he wasn't like, he gave you permission. So, like, when you say that, you're just going to say, what are you talking about? You never left the Straw Hats. But, yeah. So he definitely actually does have character growth, I think. Will he ever stop completely being a bitch? Probably not. But like the easier it is for him to step up when it matters is what's important. Like when they're trying to save Nami off the boat, and he's being a bitch the whole time, basically. Like, oh, I don't want to go. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. It's like that's an important moment where she could die. You need to like rise to the occasion. But then there'll be those moments where he does. I just hope that like there, like when he's kind of in Mitch mode, is for like less serious stuff. Where it's like, okay, yeah, Luffy can handle that. You know, so Zoro can handle that, like shit like that. Which those two are like the heavy hitters. Sanji is up there too, but I gotta say it's obviously Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and probably Nami, then Chopper, then Usopp. Although, to be fair, like, I feel like they nerfed Chopper a little bit. Like, when he was in his own arc, he was going hard. Like, he was fighting, and, like, he takes that, like, pill or whatever to, break the, I forget what it's called, but, um, stuff, but, he was beating that guy's ass, and he pulled up, and it's like, after that, he can't defeat anyone. It just feels like I don't know if there was like a huge spike. Cause I know the enemies get stronger. Obviously, that's how it goes. But like I feel like the jump from like him being able to like be on the front lines to him like being shoved in the back was felt off to me personally. I still love Chopper. Like I said, I just like I guess like you kind of want to have those characters that are like you know top tier, and then those characters that will do their best, basically. Varying levels on how their best is. Um, and I just think that Chopper was one of them. Some of my favorite parts though are Chopper, Usopp, and Luffy just like fucking around. Like that's what like really hit me when he left was like the whole like they show a little flashback, but like they wouldn't show like a clip. So like you'd be thinking about like all the times like they're fucking around and doing all this shit because they're like the three amigos. Everyone on there is like close and they're pretty good friends. I think Nico Robin um, was not done a little bit dirty because it makes sense why she was like kind of she was in the group and she did have her moments with them, but I feel like she was largely step back, and I feel like especially like what I mean with Luffy, like I feel like he should have been more outgoing with her, but she had a great relationship with Chopper, and I absolutely love that. And Chopper, being so hurt was so fucking sad, man. I love Chopper, like I said, um, and he just deserved better than that. But I think that once again, it makes sense for what her story is and what she goes through and all that shit. So it makes sense. I just wish there was a bit more like group stuff with like 'cause it's like all separate, But yeah, I don't want to say like she doesn't feel like part of the crew. She absolutely does. I just wish we had a little bit more, but that makes sense story wise. It's just me wishing, basically. Um, let's see. So, like I said, I haven't really seen any of the filler arcs. I watched G8, although I'm not sure what the fuck that was. Like, it just said at G8 in it, so I guess I watched G8, but yeah, I don't know. That episode, I don't know if that's the one. No, I think that's got to be a canon episode where they steal the gold and then they're going to be gifted the gold from the bell and they run away. Like, that shit was fucking great. I love that. That was funny. And I don't know. I love these characters, man. Like, if there were like anytime, like when they were talking about, oh, we're gonna go to C7 or whatever it is called, C Town 7 or whatever. And they're like, okay, we need to bring like basically like a carpenter, a ship welder or something like that, onto our crew because Usopp's handling it, but he's always saying, I'm not a ship guy, whatever. And I think he's gonna increase the skill set. I'm like, I don't want anyone else to join, right? Like, not like I don't know. It's hard to explain because it's like I had not really any problems with BV or like Robin. They integrated themselves well and became a part of the team. I don't know. It's just like I guess until you see a character, you're like, okay, I don't know. Like I don't think so. Like this is a great group dynamic. I don't know. And then they end up like getting their way in because they're actually good characters. But it always makes me worry. Is what I'm trying to say. And man, just this show is so good, dude. I really do understand what they're going like why it's so beloved. I'm telling you, like this is so stupid of me, but I was really like oh, it just has 1,000 episodes, and I never considered why it does. It's because yeah, the guy's telling a long story, but not all animes get adapted that far. It's been like 20, 30 years, something like that. And for that to still be going and the hype to still be so big, it obviously has a reason. And I just really didn't, I don't know, I guess I didn't see that reason until I watched the live action and saw a little bit of what we would, get. And yeah, I don't know. I have to say, I never had any issues where I'm like, fuck, I don't want to watch the next episode, especially like that. I think that's partially because I haven't watched the filler arcs because sometimes when they have those filler arcs, it just feels like I have to force myself to watch my way through them. But I got I don't know when it was never bad. I just think it picked up maybe around uh, the one with Princess Vivi. When they're Alabasta. That shit was incredible. Really well done. I loved it. I loved it basically. Trying to think what else. This is why I should have made a video before so many arcs, because I'm just stupid. But also, like I said, Skypiea was good. The God thing just took too long, but when he did beat his ass, it was satisfying as fuck. Oh, yeah, and he's still alive. I can't stand that, dude. I cannot stand that. He's not, interesting enough for me to be like, oh, yeah, I hope he doesn't die. He's not that guy. He's not that villain, It's like, why? Why do I care? Oh, I'm a god, I'm a god, I'm a god. That is literally his entire personality. Kill him off. Kill him off. It seemed like that was the moment to do it. And speaking of killing people off, I think it was, yeah, the Skypiea arc ends and everyone is alive. That pissed me off. It's like, oh, the father's not dead. That one woman from the gorillas is not dead. It's like, and it was someone else. So, oh yeah, that other guy from the gorillas is not dead. We literally see him get his ass beat, get stabbed through the fucking heart, and he's still alive. I can't stand when shows do that, man. It's just so annoying. I want there to be stakes. Because I grow to like these characters, even if they're side characters. And I'm just so fucking tired of shit being undercut by, oh, they're still alive. There has to be consequences. There has to be, especially these side characters. Not everyone can win. All the time. It's just, that was really frustrating to me, and that really pissed me off. And I was also gonna say, I don't know if they end up like, do they kill any of their enemies? Like sometimes it seems like Zoro does. I feel like there was one guy Luffy might have killed. I feel like if he was gonna kill anyone, it would have been Crocodile. But I honestly don't know with that. But it seems like sometimes it's like I wish they would just like finish him off. You know, like because you don't really even have to change the fight scenes. It's just like I don't know. It's just like make sure that you say that they're dead. Cause like their eyes will turn white, and it's like okay, it doesn't seem like they're breathing type shit. So yeah, so that's just something like I kind of because because they build them up as like such pieces of shit, and it's like okay, you beat their ass, but where do they go now? Does the Navy take them? I guess and that makes sense obviously for maybe he killed fuck's his name? Arlong. I doubt it though, because he was crushed by a building. He's obviously gonna be alive. Which is gonna piss me off. But not as bad as not killing characters like that. Yeah, so like I said, shit's peak. I'm excited to see what's next. I really like seeing the progression of the Straw Hats from like nothing to like people know who they are. And while people don't necessarily believe everything that they hear about them, and I do think like especially Luffy gets his ass beat a little bit too much. Like I'm not saying he should win everything, but for like when them all saying even Zoro, like he's the guy, like we need him. And then for him to come in there and get his ass beat, it's like okay, I mean, if that happens a few times, it's all right. But it seems like it happens every time, so that they drag the arc out longer, right? Yeah, it just feels like what they do. I don't want to complain too much because I really didn't have like that big of a problem with it. It's just thinking back. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Smoker was cool. I fucked with him. He really pissed me off. Those characters always piss me off, and it's completely my fault. Like where it's like, oh, they're following him, and you know that they're the good guy, but they have like this fucking stick up their ass about it, and you're just like, oh my fucking god. Like, well, I'm just like that. I'm like, fuck you. Like I know you bet. Like da 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 da. Like I don't care. I like these guys. I honestly can't think of too much. I'm gonna like say that, and I'm gonna think of like a gazillion things, but Luffy and Zoro have a great relationship. He was obviously the first one to join the Straw Hats, basically, and he, and they say in the live action that he's the first mate. They haven't said that in the show, and it seems like only recently, like in the anime, they're actually calling Luffy Captain. It just seems like I guess things are getting more serious. Where it's like they always respect him as a captain, but he is growing to like where he can make these tough decisions. Like with the Going Merry and stuff, which I like. Like I said, sometimes I think he's a little too goofy. Sometimes, just sometimes, but yeah. So I thought that was cool, and like how that works was so good, and like that what was it when Choppy, Nami, and was it Robin? I think it was Robin was taken away in Skypiea. It really went like into like where Luffy is not doesn't care that much, and that's what I'm talking about, not being serious. But they're like, and he does that for a while, and then he's like, Zoro's there. And I love that they have like this unspoken kind of respect for each other. Like I mean, maybe they said it, I don't know. But, it's just like, I trust you to get the job done. And they both do that with each other. I mean, he does that with mostly everybody, but it's like if Nami was just there with Usopp, like, I'm sure he wouldn't have been like, okay, I'm like super worried, we need to go save him. And it's not me shitting on Usopp. Like, I understand that these characters have limits, And even if you really like a character, it's just like, some characters just aren't gonna get there, where, they're not gonna be on the level as the big three, which is once again Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. Like, those are the big heavy hitters. But, like, yeah. It's just, it makes sense, but it's like, just that like whole thing, because after a while you're like they're like, do you not even care? It's like Zoro's there, like, even though like when he says that or something like that, I wish like he took like a more serious thing, like where it's like Zoro's there, like, he just says it like it's like a brush it off, but when, especially like recently, like when Luffy's actually giving out orders, and I'm just like, okay, like, I love that. Like, he's becoming a captain, like, captain, basically. Yes, it's over a small group of people, but I'd rather have this fucking small group than all these dumbass fucking regular ass pirates. Um, it's just like so good. Like, their relationship is, like, all their relationships is what makes the show work, and the way that they can get you to care about this show was, it's just so good. Like, these bullshit characters. Like the guy was a star. I can't remember his fucking name. But I hated him. I was like, oh my god, this guy's so fucking annoying. And then you give him a banger backstory. I'm like, oh shit, he's pretty cool. I'm like, hey, you want to join Straw Hats? Nah, he ain't going to. But, because it's like they beat the shit out of Usopp. So you're like, fuck them. I don't want to deal with these people. And then they end up being really good. And even the crew's like, let us go with you. We have to save our captain. He's like, come on. Which I just really like that. Like, it just seems like, I don't know. You never know who's gonna be a villain, who's gonna be like a full villain, who's gonna get redeemed. Well, I mean, I guess you kind of. I don't know. I guess I don't. Um, can't think of what else happened. There was just something in my head. Let's see. I was Yeah, I don't know. When I was thinking about it last, I think in Skypiea, or was it? Yeah, it was something where it was like, sometimes like, no, no. So I don't even want to complain about that because that's actually a thing, like a good thing. What they do is like they make the Straw Hats not even like a part of it, right? Like they have no interest in being there. Like, like, I mean, they did with Alabasta and stuff like that, and I do like that more. But like, sometimes it's just like they're there for the plot, like, getting framed and all that shit. Although it was like important, I'm not saying it wasn't. It's just like they were involved on that plot by chance, basically. Well, besides that, because they had Nico Robin and that one fucking Admiral guy, the Ice guy. Fuck him. I can't wait to see his get his ass beat. Like, that's gonna be incredible because he's such a piece of shit. Oh, I'm such a nice guy. Like, and then he immediately calls in like, oh, we have something to use against Nico Robin. It's like, nah, fuck you, you piece of shit. Absolute douchebag, and I can't wait to see his fucking face caved in. I mean, he's not gonna die, obviously, but if you can get his fucking shit kicked in, is it's gonna be fun, and I know it's coming. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know it's coming. Um, let's see. It just seems like a lot of the threats recently have been. Alright, my mouth is getting dry. Have been from the Marines and not from other pirates. Like, they set up that whole shit with Doflamingo and, the world's greatest swordsman and all that shit where it's like, oh, we need to bring in a new guy after, what the fuck is it? Crocodile. After Crocodile gets beat the fuck up. Oh, and they're like, oh, Luffy caused a problem for us. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, no, I get it, like, from a standpoint, but it's so bitch, man. It's like, you did this. You didn't pay your due diligence, and you want to punish the guy who did, so you could just sweep it all under the rug. Like, absolutely fuck you. And these guys from, I don't know, C something 09 or whatever, are like obviously pieces of shit. Oh, for justice, for justice. Like, nah, you like what you do and you fucking do it. Like, I did not see that twist coming where they were the construction crew. I did not see that at all. And I love that. Like, I love that I didn't see that coming. And it does make sense a little bit in hindsight. I can specifically think of the time where he's like, I don't lie on work hours. He says that to Zoro. Well, actually, he does. But I mean, I guess he says, like, about work or something. But that was just a really good twist. Okay. My mouth is getting insanely dry, so I can't talk for too much more. I'm gonna like end this video and there's gonna be something else. But man, I love this show. Like, there really aren't, like, I'm not really having any problems. Yeah, like, I'm not, like, where I'm, like, anywhere near, oh, I'm done with this show. Nothing like that. There's, and I hear it's supposed to only get better, but those, like, after 300 episodes or whatever, oh, it gets good. What the fuck are you talking about? It's good now. Like, I think it does get better from the very beginning, yes, but, like, you're telling me fucking Alabasta isn't peak? Right? You're telling me that, Sea City, whatever, 7 isn't great? You telling me you don't care? Like, fuck you then. I don't. Nah. I mean, other people like different things, but I just don't personally. I don't understand that from just like a watching perspective. I've enjoyed I've enjoyed everything I've watched, and I want to know. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna make another video sometime. I'm probably gonna make more than one, just because I want to talk about these things so I remember what happens and talk about it. Like I said, it's been a while since, not a while, but it's been a few days, and I'm very like airheaded basically. So, yeah. So anyway, let me know what you think. I'm excited to see what's next, and yeah, that's about it. Peace.